the local government is a bigger concern.
But I have you to know that black folks are migrants as well. So we can't let this conversation keep being held without us standing in support of not having National Guards here on our streets. And as we are organizing, I've been reached out by Tanya Woods from the West Side Justice Center, who are doing major work, starting from 4 organizations now up to 40 organizations. And now the elected officials are going to get on board and we're going to expand this. So this conversation will not go on deaf ear. So at this time, I would like Tanya, if she would come and give a presentation, share the data that you have, information, what we are looking to work on.
Thank you, Chairman Mitz. Good morning. My name is Tanya Woods, and I am the Executive Director of the Westside Justice Center, licensed attorney here in the state of Illinois. We are in very serious times, and as a community of black people who have drawn their strength from our organizers, our activists, our elected officials, and our faith-based community, now more than ever it is time for us to collaborate and cooperate because we keep us safe. So we know that we have heard now that there will be law enforcement from the federal government in what shape or form, we're not sure. Why they are coming, we're still not sure. But what we do know is that we can rely upon the strength of our people to keep us safe because we keep us safe. And so with that, we are a group of 4 organizations, as Alderman Mitz mentioned, the Westside Justice Center, First Defense Legal Aid, Equity and Transformation, and the Chicago Black Voter Project, who came together just as concerned citizens, who said, how do we respond to what feels like a threat to the safety of our communities? And we responded by coming together and having a conversation about the specific ways in which we can keep us safe. That then mounted into now what is over 44 organizations strong, of so many individuals and organizations that are saying we don't need the interference of federal law enforcement because we keep us safe. So how we are doing that is preparing our communities first with information. We want to know our rights, know our resources, and know our risks. And so together we have collaborated to pull together a training program, a community workshop, if you will, so that we can inform and educate people about their resources, their rights, and their risks. Secondly, we are pulling together people not only in the black community, but also, as Chairman Mitz just mentioned, we know that at least 20% of the immigrants here in Chicago are people of color who hail from countries in Africa and in the West Indies. Those are our people as well. And so we have to come together and cooperate to bring resources. So secondly, we want people to know what their resources are. So if they find themselves interacting with law enforcement of any kind, they know what their rights are. First, starting with the right to be able to ask the question, am I being detained? And if you are not being detained, you are free to walk away. Secondly, if you find yourselves interacting with law enforcement and you are being detained, you have the right to say that you will not consent to any searches. Now, this doesn't mean that there may not be misconduct or untoward behavior, because we know we have often been the subject of that type of behavior. But what we do know is if more of us know what our rights are and invoke those rights, then we can keep us safe. And so if you are one of those people that's listening and you have access to others like you who want this information, give us a call, and we are happy to conduct a Know Your Rights training and workshop in your communities, whether you are here in Chicago, Cook County, or outside of Cook County, anywhere within the sound of our voice. We are here to serve, to come together, and to be able to keep us safe. So with that, I want to also lift up, we have palm cards that are available that are small enough to fit in your back pocket, your wallet, or your purse. On one side of that palm card is the rights that I've just mentioned. And on the other side of that palm card are the hotlines and resources with phone numbers that you can have at the ready to call. Those phone numbers include the First Defense Legal Aid, Cook County Public Defenders, ICER, which is known for helping immigrants, and there's a special hotline for veterans as well. So we keep us safe, we keep us safe, we keep us safe. Thank you all very much.
Well, thank you, Tanya. Some valuable information, because we know sometimes we are not always pleasant in talking to our officers, but there's a difference between the Chicago police officer and the National Guard. Just know that they don't have the same laws. We're dealing with federal. So I don't want to see any of our young people, anyone doing anything where they put themselves in harm's way and we don't know where they're at. So you're able to take photos, but stay a distance. You ask for ID, you want to give that ID, and you want to go on about your business. I'm just saying you can walk away. I want to tell you, don't run away.
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you don't do that. So we want to have our congressman to come and share a few words with us as well. And by the way, Congressman Davis is celebrating his 84.
Well, how about that? You know, when we hear about palm cards, those of us who are elected officials, we think of voting all the time. But let me first of all commend Alderman Emma Mitch for her leadership and for providing those of us who are elected an opportunity to come together and interact and share our thoughts and ideas with the constituents that we serve. I also want to thank the Westside Justice Center for their leadership, not only on this issue, but the leadership that they provide, helping individuals in our communities know what their rights are, how to affirm them, how to conduct and how to act, but also how to seek justice. I always believe that justice delayed is justice denied, and that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so the concept of providing justice is a big part of what citizenship deserves in a democracy in this country. I also want to affirm the positions of leadership taken by Governor J.B. Pritzker and for Mayor Brandon Johnson. Illinois is a state that believes in the dignity of people, that believes in the opportunities that people ought to have, and tries to provide those opportunities to all of its citizens and to those who would seek refuge in our state. So thank you, Mr. Governor Pritzker. Thank you, Mayor Johnson, for your leadership. We affirm those positions that they have taken. Yes, the state of Illinois, the city of Chicago, does need the federal government. But what we need and want the most is the help. We just had some serious flooding in our state. We had some serious flooding in our county, in our city. We need FEMA funds to help people clear out their basement, and to lead a life of less than turmoil of the impact. We need the federal government to release those monies for violence prevention programs that Democrats appropriated and put into the flow to come to the social service groups and organizations that are fighting crime each and every day. Let me tell you, the soldiers did not create the crime. They are not the cause of crime, so they're not the solution. They're not the solution. The solutions are poverty, elimination, and reduction. The solutions are having a good education system and having the money available to make it happen. Fixing up our infrastructure so that people are not disadvantaged every time it rains. I have great respect, and we are advocating great respect for all military forces. But the law is that you send in the National Guard when local officials ask for help. That is, if the governor asks, send us the National Guard. If the mayor asks, send us the National Guard. If the city council asks, send us the National Guard. Then the federal government should act. Don't talk about sending in military forces in domestic situations. Don't talk about military forces as nothing but simple rhetoric designed to create political thoughts and ideas that somehow or another Democrats don't know how to manage. That Democrats who run states don't know how to manage those states, as though their citizens didn't know who to elect. Or that the black mayors of the major cities, big cities in America, several of them happen to be African Americans. Whether you're talking about New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, other cities throughout the country, New Orleans, Baltimore, somehow or another there's an effort to discredit those individuals and their ability to manage the affairs of their city. What we need from the federal government is leadership and guidance. What we need from the federal government is a fair system of taxation. What we need from the federal government is restoration of money for SNAP benefits, restoration of Medicaid money so that our hospitals can stay open, so that doctors can practice medicine that they've learned to practice. So yes, Mr. President, we need all the help that we can get from the federal government, but we don't need another level of law enforcement and their presence to pretend that they're going to solve some problems related to violence and related to crime. Our authorities are doing well. Yeah, we're big cities. Yeah, we have more people. And so we have more barriers to certain kinds of living. But people give up certain things for other things. We are working as assiduously as we can to have the safest, most desirable city in Chicago that you could ever find. And no matter what the president might say, anybody else say, I wouldn't live any place else. I wouldn't want to live any place else. Let's understand, brothers and sisters, especially African Americans, that the immigration issues don't only relate to people from South and Central America, that they also relate to black people. people of color, forget black people, 20% in this area. That's a lot of immigration. That's a lot of immigrants. Those are my brothers and sisters who came from African countries and who have come here. So don't be fooled. And don't believe that you're just talking about somebody else. Yeah, us is in the group. So thank you, Alderman Mitt. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Congressman on fire, because we're all in this together. And we need to know. I hear in the community we talk about it's the migrants, but it's not just the migrants. And we don't want to be in a war. The president is talking about changing to the defense to war now. Well, if I can remember when he was in office, in my community, we had more people were killed then than we have now. So why send the National Guards in now? You know, they always told me if it walked like a duck and quacked like a duck, it must be a duck. Because he's the same one that said, oh, vaccine will be gone around Easter time. I mean, we listen to the lies over and over again. Are we going to keep listening to lies? You better have some sense for yourself. Go about your business. Take care of your business. Let's do the right thing. Family, tell your loved ones to do the right thing if they come in contact with the National Guard. Just do the right thing. Right will always stand versus wrong. And if they do what's right, you won't have to pay for it on the back end. Take care of your business on the front end. Well said, well said. Next we have our state rep, Deshaun Ford.
Thank you, Chairman Mitz and Congressman Davis and all of the people standing here today to stand for justice. You know, we all know Dr. King's old saying, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This should make all of us afraid. We should be afraid of what's happening right now in America. And when you ask yourself, Congressman Davis, why? We know that it's not about the safety of Chicago, because you're Speaker of the House that represents a more dangerous and violent district and state than Illinois. They're not talking about going there. That's Speaker Johnson's area and his state that he represents. And so to think that the president cares like we care about the people in Chicago is a false sense of security. And so I say to all the families that are fearful about violence and crime in the city, and people that have lost their loved ones in Chicago and in Illinois, we share your concern. Even I've lost people to violence, several family members to violence in Chicago. And as a state legislator that work on budgets, I know that our budgets are hurt by the Trump administration. We've had so much gains in Illinois bringing violence interrupters together for a holistic approach. But this administration chose to cut it by over $150 million. He want to roll it back to the days where we incarcerate and increase the destabilization of our communities. And so I would tell you, if this administration really cared, he wouldn't have war on its own cities and states. There's a difference between a state and federal invasion. The invasion of federal troops is the same invasion that we would send to our enemies in other nations. This is an attack on the American people. and I stand against it, and I stand with the governor, I stand with the congressman and our chairwoman Mitz and the Westside Black elected officials and all of our leaders, the young people that should be afraid and that have to now learn how to be an American under this administration.
My God.
It's a different day. And as a man, I have to tell you, I am afraid. And so I hope that we come together to fight back because these are dangerous times. Thank you.
Thank you for those words. We're really trying to get a message out to our community. It's really serious that we understand the plight of what could happen if they come. We don't want to be unprepared. We want to be prepared. We want to make sure that when our loved one go out, that somebody know where they're going. Make those phone calls and say, I made it here. They come to the neighborhood. Or I'm at my destination. I'm going to the store. It's important for you to track your loved ones. If you haven't been doing it, now's the time to start doing it. And it's something that should have been done anyway. So we're going to stay on course. We don't need Trump to come in here telling us. And I call him Trump because that's what he is. Not the president, because presidents don't act like that. We are human beings. We don't act like animals. And we're not talking about a war. War is over in Iraq. The National Guard should be fighting over and helping the people in these countries that need help. Not here in Chicago just to make a statement. Using people's lives to make your statement. Chicago because you don't like what they say. But I tell you, we're human beings, Mr. Trump. Just like you. We may not have the money that you have, but we still care about our community, we care about our loved ones, and we care about our city. So at this time, I'm going to ask Commissioner Tara Stamps that she would come and address us on this issue.
Absolutely, it's my honor. Good afternoon. I'm Cook County Commissioner Tara Stamps of the 1st District, but before I received all of those lofty titles of an elected official, I was a simple person giving me guidance about something. And that was a woman, a black woman, and a black mother. And so more than wanting to speak to those entities that would dare to come into our communities, dare I say invade our communities, attacking the lives of fellow Americans, dare I say fellow black Americans, I want to put a message out to the mothers, to the sisters, to the women who know heavy is the womb that bears black children. I want to say this is the time that we continue to hold the line on democracy in this country as we have been doing since the slave ships docked. This is the time to call an order out of chaos. This is the time to be courageous. Be courageous means you doing it afraid. You doing it understanding that right now we cannot even afford to send our babies to school with peace. That we have to call on other mothers and other members of our community and be a walking resistance in our community. It means that we got to check on our neighbors. It means that we got to be responsible for our elders. It means that we got to do something we haven't done since the Civil Rights Movement, and that means we got to be in community one with another, and we got to keep us safe because we are the only ones that keep us safe. So that means that if I have, you got. That'll mean if you need, I'm there. That none of us go alone, we go together because this moment calls for radical solidarity. So that means the only way forward for us is together. And right now, what you see is a unified front of black West Side elected officials, and we are speaking to our constituents that we call neighbors to say you are not alone. We have not abandoned you. We will not abandon this fight. We are 10 toes down with you to stand in the face of this threat to protect our community. Because we are clear on one thing, that they are coming for our future. And so it is our responsibility and our obligation to meet them at that line. Because as black women know, before I will be born a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home with my Lord and be free. So you cannot have our future. Come along.
You know, we may be laughing and joking, but this is a serious matter. And everything that's been said is the truth and nothing but the truth. If we don't want to go back, we're going to have to start doing everything everyone said around the table to unite us. Yes, ma'am. There's no longer, I'm over here doing my thing, this one over there doing something else. We're going to have to bring this stuff together. Whether it be the nurses, the doctors, the lawyers, the children, the teachers, the parents, the ministers, everybody has to be accounted for right now. Let me tell you, the president wants to take you back.
Not going back.
And if you ain't going back, you better move forward and get with the program now. We got to wrap our arms around and protect each other. You remember when Trump was elected, there was a text message that went out to folks. And that text message said to black folks that you are going back to the plantation. And that text message is something, I think one of my kids got it. I said, oh, y'all better watch out. You don't understand where we came from, but you need to know your history of where we came from and why we where we at now. Now, if you don't want to go back, you got to fight. There's no more, mama give me this and mama ain't gonna have to give to you. And now what you gonna do? You got to take it and make the use the best that you can do now. If you want a good education, you're going to have to go to school to get it. Nobody's going to give you anything. Stop thinking that everything is free, because it's not. When you work for it, and together, and support each other. We're so grateful for all of you. We have organization, community folks who have joined us. I would like for, if they want, even got our caps. Elected official here with us. Elise Edwards. Is there any other organization? Treasurer? Oh, okay. I know I've got our treasurer, Melissa Carter. Irvin is here. Would you like to have a few? Yes.
Real briefly, because this is too important. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Melissa Conyers, Urban Chicago City Treasurer. Thank you all for coming. This is so important to the Westside Black Elected Officials Group. Thank you so much to our chairperson, Emma Mitz, of course our Congressman Danny Davis, and all of the elected officials that are a part of this group. It is a busy Sunday. There is a lot going on, but we took the time today because we as the Westside Black elected officials, we work hard together to uplift our community, to fight for our community, and we want our community to be reminded, because we show them every day that we are here for them. We want them to be reminded that we are here for you, that please don't believe the hype of everything that you're listening to. We are here to protect you. It is a sad day in this country when our president is attacking a city within the United States of America. It is a sad day, but please know that we are encouraged because we do have one another. We're here for one another, and we say to the president, you can have a lot of folks to get through to get to our community, because we are standing here in unity, unified we should not even have to say this to the President of the United States, but we say to him that we stand strong together. We will not be bullied. We will not be discouraged today, and furthermore, we say to our residents, we're here for you. Thank you to everyone that joined us today, and Godspeed on this Holy Sunday. Thank you.
One you want to say something.
Your local government affects you more than the federal based on the decisions they make on your behalf. If you'd like to see the entire conference, you can visit the Facebook site shown above. Tell us your thoughts and provide your feedback about Chicago's West Side governance. Like, share, and subscribe.